What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you guys are good. Hopefully you guys are having a good day or good morning or whatever the case is, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with our manifestation. This is my first reading of the day, so I like to go ahead and see what I and you are gonna be manifesting, right? So let's see what Spirit wants you to manifest. All right, let's get right into it. Okay, here we go. Spirit, what is it that you want us to manifest? Alright, so we have step up and lead. Spirit wants you to start maybe taking more accountability, taking more responsibility for things. You don't have to always be a manager at whatever workplace you're working in or whatever environment. You don't have to have the title or somebody doesn't have to necessarily give you the title to be a leader, right? You can step up and be a leader regardless of your situation, right? You can not wait around for things to happen, like not wait around for maybe somebody to clean your house, or not wait around for somebody to tell you what you should be doing. Get up and, if you don't have nothing that is planned, you can make your own schedule. You can say, okay, what I gotta do in the morning, so the time I go to sleep. You know what I mean? These are the things that you could do so that you can, advance. You know what I mean? And taking every day at a time. You know what I mean? One day at a time. So when I say step up and lead, it just means that start taking accountability for everything. Start taking inventory with your friends, your family, is all of these things. Make sure you're keeping track of these things. You're being a leader. You're stepping up. You're leading the way. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait for somebody to cook your food. You can go ahead in the kitchen, cook your food. You know what I mean? I know that might be traditional if you're a male and a female, but if you're a man and you can cook for your female, do that, or you can go ahead and just clean your house. You know what I mean? You just feel better knowing that things are getting done. So that might be that's what I'm resonating with you guys. It's time to just step up and lead. Take accountability, responsibility for all the things that you do in life. That's every little thing as well. Spirit, what are the messages we have? If we play. Alright. You can take it off like a plane. You can take that like that. What the message you got for us? So we have go for it. I don't know if you guys have been thinking of anything particular that you've been debating, whether it be job transferring, whether it be career transferring, different things you've been thinking of doing. Spirit's just telling you it's confirmation for you guys to just go for whatever you're doing. If you've been debating about something, here's the thing. If you've been debating about something, more than likely, this could be a confirmation to actually do it. Like, because when you're debating on, like, let's say job transferring, right? You're debating on an activity that you're planning on doing. It most likely means that you have like it's two things that you really want to do, but you can only do one thing at a time. So this is just confirmation for you to be like, okay, maybe you've been thinking about leaving your current situation, go to another current situation. It could be relationships, it could be a job, it could be anything really. Like, those are two general things that I think of off the top of my head. But if you come down to it, and you're in this position right now, but you want to go to a new position, and you've been thinking about this new position, this is just a message for you guys to just try it out, go for it, and see what happens. You know what I mean? You might not like it entirely, but it just might be a stepping stone to even learn something new in this trip. You know what I mean? Because everything in life happens for a reason. Spirit, all the messages you have. Next one we have is trust all will be well. And this could be for what we were just referring to. Like I was saying, not everything, like, just because you leave a certain situation to go to another situation doesn't necessarily mean that situation is going to work out better or worse. It just means that could be a reason for you to go there to pick up on a new skill, right? But you gotta trust in yourself. You gotta be able to really have faith that you out regardless of the situation that you're in. You have to trust that all will be well. You have to at least have, because I always say like this, right? Even with people that tell me they're atheists or people that don't believe in a higher power, I say this, right? You have two situations. Either you can believe that you're gonna make it, or this could relate to higher powerness, because it's like, I would rather believe that there's something great out there than believe in nothing. Because if I believe in something great's gonna come out of it, or possibly something great's gonna come out of it. If I believe nothing, then absolute nothing will come out of it, right? So it's just more about having that belief system, right? Make sure you guys installing that belief system inside of you. So recognize that, wait, let me just have faith. Let me trust all will be well regarding my new endeavors. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's your message. This is just confirming the go for it card. Just whatever it is, and you're really nervous, but being nervous just means you care. So just remember. Spirit, what other message do you have for us? We have make time for self-love. You guys have to make sure you're doing this, right? And it seems so cliche, I know it just goes over a lot of people's heads, but it's very important to meditate. It's very important to self-reflect. If you're going, and you don't recognize, how far you came, and you don't put the time to celebration, you often get drained out. You often feel like you're just overworking. Ensure that you're placing, even if it's 30 minutes in the morning, reflecting. You know what I mean? Looking at yourself in the mirror, reflecting on all the things that you've accomplished, all the bad times, because what that does is it can purge you mentally for when you face a challenge, whether it be at work, through your relationships, all of these things. You prepare your mindset forward, so when you come into these blockages in your life, you say to yourself, I've experienced blockages before, so I can definitely, I can conquer this one, right? So that's all about self-love. Make sure you guys are reflecting and reviewing all the things that you gotta be, and like you have to make sure that you're encouraging yourself. You have to make sure you are reflecting on your good qualities. Spirit, what other message do you have for us? So we have two here. We have open up to change and push through any insecurities. Right? Make sure you guys are opening up to change. Be open-minded, because there's nothing better than being open-minded, because what happens is, even if you're in a situation, let's say you and somebody's discussing a topic, and you start to have disagreements, being open-minded can allow you to listen more to that person versus just shooting them down. Because say you don't like what they first started saying, it's like a book, right? Say you read the book and you don't like what the first chapter. By being open-minded, just letting it go all the way through, just let it, even if it's a situation, just let it play out. See what happens. You might be able to learn from something. You never know. Nothing comes in your life for no reason, right? Everything people say, everything people do to you, everything in the world, it all happens for a certain situation, right? So ensure you're being open-minded. Ensure that you're thinking at a larger scale, and not just what you want and because a lot of things that we like to do, we've learned it, we've adapted to it. You know what I mean? As time went on, so. Being open-minded just means you're more open to learn new things. It's like if you're somebody that, not saying you do this, but let's say you know of somebody, or you are somebody, or just in general, a person that eats cereal every day, right? And they're not open-minded to, they don't have the capabilities to be open-minded to try eating eggs and pancakes or whatever, right? So if they just keep eating cereal, they're never going to know that they like eggs and pancakes, because they don't even want to attempt to try it, you know what I mean? There are going to be things that obviously if you're allergic to it, or if you know that you're allergic to it, and most likely if you're allergic to it, it means you have to have tried it before, so clearly that's not, the situation. They just mean doing things that, and of course you don't necessarily have to do everything that comes your way. Like if you are not comfortable with flying in a plane, and that's just not you, that's not your drift, you'd rather get on a cruise boat, then, do what you feel best. But just ensure that you're at least open-minded to, intake the information. Like, okay, what is the plane, like, how high the plane goes? So you might get comfortable, you might be open up. Don't, like, ensure you're not just shooting opportunities down. You know what I mean? At least take your time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If somebody came to you and was like, hey, you want to get on a plane? Instead of you saying, no, I don't want to get on a plane, and just shooting it down, listen, hey, what is a plane? Ask them a few things, like question them, you know what I mean? And, you can do this with anything. You can do this with a job opportunity. You can question it. You can see what is it that I'm going to be doing on a day-to-day basis at this work location, because what's going to happen is you can get a brief description. That way you're giving yourself a chance to submit to it or decline it. You can have that discussion with yourself after the conversation, but at least have a conversation. At least be a little bit open-minded. You know what I mean? You don't want to completely take away your chances of advancing in an opportunity, right? Next one we have is push through any insecurities. This is very, very, and this is the most thing that affects success, right? Because oftentimes than not, we wake up in the morning, we feel drained, we feel mental attacks, we feel spiritual attacks. People might be doing spiritual magical, you trying to bring down your energy. And this can be something so simple like this. Two people are talking about you, and they want to see you fail. That's a form of black magic, right? So ensure that doesn't have to necessarily mean that. First of all, people's talking about you in ill intent, and you know this because you see red flags. Like, their energy is different. When they come around you, it's different. It's weird. It's like, it's rocky. You hear people talking, saying that they was talking about you. You know what I mean? All these red flags, and that's a percentage of black magic. That is a talking with intent to harm or ill, or talking intent to ill, wishing ill upon somebody, right? So that could be the case. You could be feeling that energy, and it's important to recognize that as long as you're doing something that you chose to do, because remember, fortunately, if you're no, I can't say this. There's a lot of things right now that you might be going through where, like, for example, if you had a job and maybe you don't want to go to work, or maybe you got to pay bills, maybe you have kids and stuff, right? Once you establish where you want to go in the next 2 years, make sure you're being reasonable. Like, you say, okay, I'm going to start out my business. You might want to start your business side. You might even want to put 2-3 hours out of your day into this business. Rob, what I'm getting is, once you decide on where you want to go after this job and what you're going to do to achieve that, you want to prep your mindset for all the insecurities, all the doubts, all of the all of the insecurities, all the doubts, all of the bad thoughts that's going to come your way while going into that journey. Because you got to remember, the devil doesn't mess with people that's messed up in life. The devil messes with people that are going up. The devil want to bring you down. You know what I mean? So all these bad thoughts, all these spiritual attacks, all these things are going to try to bring your energy down. And it's okay to do things when your energy is. I'm not saying avoid doing these, and this is what I'm saying. Push through insecurities. You're gonna have insecurities. You're gonna have, whenever you're going up in life, you're always gonna have bad thoughts. It's natural. You're gonna have all these attacks because people don't want to see you win. They're gonna talk ill upon your name and all of this. But the most important thing is to push through it. The most important thing is like reading, working out, going to school, going to a job. Prep your mind for it, right? Expect it. Sometimes it's okay not talk, like not speak on it and say this is gonna happen. You don't do that. But what you do is you mentally prep your mind for it in case the doors come. So when the doors come and you see things messing up, you see your car breaks down, or this happens, that happens, and instead of you giving up or letting it affect you, all you gotta do is say, okay, what's the next solution? All right, I gotta get a tow truck. I gotta catch the bus to work. I gotta make it. Okay, cool. I get work late. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, why not? You don't really have to get out like that. But you just you talk it out, talk all your issues, and you go about your day. The main thing is, even through all them attacks that you went through, you were still getting things done. Your goal was to get to work. You still got to work. You still sorted out your business. You still handled it. So pushing through insecurities is just that. Ensuring that you guys are seeing all the things that's coming your way, and regardless of that, you're still handling as best as you can, as best as your possibilities at that moment. Because if something messes off your schedule, chances are you could do two things. You could quit and go back home and cry about it, or you could sit there and work through it and, develop a plan. You know what I mean? And that's what the devil don't want. The devil don't want you. The attacks are to stop you. The attacks are not so that you can find a better route. And once you accept that, as long as you're going up in life, these attacks happen. There's gonna be people that talk about you. There's gonna be people that send black magic to attack you. There's gonna be things that happen, maybe transportation. These are the things that you need to start expecting in life, because these things could be possibilities. So when you not when you talk them into existence, but once you mentally be ready for them and prep your mind for them and know what to do after that happens, and know, okay, that happened, now I can go ahead and think of the next move. What's the next move? But at the end of the day, I gotta get these things done regardless of any attacks. So once you go ahead and think like that, and you just go back where you're going and stop being focused, it will get done and you'll feel so much better about it, right? So push through all of that. Spirit, what messages do you have? Take a breather. Something was hitting me in my mind just now. Prevention is better than cure. Transportation, I know you're not a mechanic, and I know some mechanics probably wouldn't say, hold on. You're probably going to confirm what I'm just saying. This information will help you take a look at the plane and check this out. So, with that, with prevention is better than cure, right? I had a friend that told me this once. But if you have transportation, or if you have, for an example, if you ride the bus, right? You want to make sure you leave your house, I say, a couple minutes or 20 minutes before the bus is time to arrive at that location, just so you know for sure you're going to be on the bus on time. If you drive a car, you're in personal trans. Make sure you're taking care of that vehicle. Make sure that you're preventing as much as possible any damages or anything that could happen. Like, for an example, if it's raining, you want to make sure you're constantly changing tires at least every. I know tires are expensive, but I'll say at least every 6 months. Guaranteed every year. You should be changing tires at least every year. But a year is at the minimum a year. But if you want to be really cautious, you can do them every 6 months. This could include oil changes. Make sure you guys oil change your vehicles every 3-4 months, depending on how much time you drive it. Make sure you're doing these things and make sure you're keeping it clean. Try to get a cover for it, keep it out of the debris from getting into it. All of these things, make sure you're preventing a lot of things. Make sure you're eating healthy to prevent you from feeling sluggish. Make sure you guys are doing some form of body workout. It could be dancing, it could be yoga, it could be anything to just get your body. Your body's like an engine, so just get it moving in the morning. It could be spiritual healing. Make sure you guys get in your mental state. Make sure you get your spiritual state on lock. Prevention is better than cure. So yes, you can cure the attacks from doing these type of things, but what if you already do them every day? Because if you already do them every day, you're more likely preventing these things from happening. Because, for an example, if you're already on top of your vehicle, you ain't gotta worry about it running down, and then now you're upset. If you're already on top of your mental state and your body, you can send them attacks back quicker than you having to bring yourself back. But this could be this. We're gonna move on with that. But I just want to let you guys know prevention is better than cure. Whatever you do, make sure you guys are trying your best to prevent those things from happening, so that you can work with it better. Now take a breather. Right, this is the message that came off for you guys. Take a breather. It's okay to take a break. You know what I mean? Relax. Sometimes you just need that moment to just relax. Ensure you guys are putting that. You ever see? You know a dad come home and like a dad or whatever, like a family house, and then dad like all the TV. You see the dad going to him and taking off his shoes from work, and the recliner chair with this TV with his soul was bare, and that doesn't have to be you. But what I'm trying to show you is everybody needs relaxation time. Everybody needs a breather time. Everybody needs to just have a moment. You can implement these moments within your day. You can take some time before you get to work to sit down and just meditate. You know what I mean? With whatever you're going through. You know what I mean? You can take some time in the evening. You know what I mean? You can take some time with whatever it is. You can take some time to go for a walk. To try, just like defuse yourself from a lot of things and just like take a breathe through this video. You take a breath, just meditate, just come to one with the universe. You know what I mean? And it really just prevents from you living fast all the time. It prevents from you being so overworked, so overwhelmed, thinking about all the things that happen, you know, all that build up. You just need to just deep breath in, deep breath out, and just take your time. You know what I mean? So that is what we going to push for. Make sure you guys are taking a break. Alright, Spirit, what other messages do you have for us? Okay, the last one we have is see the bigger picture. Very important. Almost like open up to change. See the bigger picture. You can do whatever it is you do. The cool thing about doing whatever it is you do is you can put a timing on it. You can actually say, not saying it is guaranteed to happen, because you know, of course, our life isn't guaranteed. That's why you should wake up every day and feeling blessed that you got to experience today. But what I'm saying is, whatever it is you do, you can say, I can do this for the next 20 years. That's thinking bigger than, you know, and not like this is my thing. Not to say if you at a location and you know you had a certain job, whatever, and you don't really want to be at that job. It's not to say that I can work here for 20 years, but it's more like to say I can grow my business. I can do, you know what I'm saying? You're just expanding your mind through whatever situation. Hey, I can leave this job and go here, or I can leave this, open up my own thing. You know, just more likely having a bigger vision for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the key. The key to life is really about self-reliance. You also want to make sure you're self-reliant. You don't really want to rely on another source to give you your income. You know what I mean? Whatever it is you can do, you can actually do it on your own sword. Sometimes you could be contracted by a job. Like, for an example, if you're an excellent, you know, whether it be, I want to say like construction work or something, like you're really good with your hands, you can be a contractor worker. Like, you don't necessarily have to work for, say, this person. Like, you can have your own thing. You can create your own business. Just make sure that whatever it is that you get into, you think bigger. If you work at a grocery store and you want to get the hours in, you know, start talking to other departments. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much things you can do. You don't have to necessarily look at it like, oh, I work here, that's all I do. You know what I mean? You can think bigger. You can think better. You can, you know, expand your brain and just think a more like extended thing. Like, and if wherever you're at doesn't fit, you know, like say it's like this, right? Yeah, you're right here. You want to get here, but where you're at is not allowing you. Got people that controls you and telling you can't do that. Then you just need to leave. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta just work on as much as you can. Start doing your other little job on the side, because you got 24 hours, so you only working here for 8 or whatever. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can start, you know, find as much little bit of time, even if you have an hour in your day. It doesn't. You have 30 minutes, a lunch break, whatever day. Do your research. And I promise you, at the end of the week, you'll know so much more than what you did before. It's a process to it. You know what I mean? It's not easy to just leave a certain situation. Sometimes, you know, if you're so used to working and, you know, you ever have them vacation days, you still can't relax because you're so used to it. Sometimes your body is going to need to diffuse from them situations. But what I can say is, if right here, you're right here and it's not allowing you to go here, or there's people that's preventing you from going here, then you got to do what you need to do to get out of that situation to expand more. And that doesn't have to be like leaving it completely. If you're, you know, scared or whatever, when you have like big responsibilities you gotta meet, then you can actually do a little bit on the side. That time that you would have spent on your phone or watching TV, you could take that time and put it into whatever it is that you're trying to do to expand your horizon, expand your growth. You know what I mean? But that's going to conclude for this reading. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for your support. If you like this video, you can go ahead and give a like. If you want to see more, you can subscribe and hit post notifications when you want to know when exactly I drop a video. I'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna let you guys in with another singing bell. And thank you guys so much. I'm gonna be titling this video manifestation. It is Wednesday, anytime this record, and I will see you guys later on tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna drop another video today. Cool.